Welcome back to the Chonches podcast. Damn, I held that for like 7 seconds. Whew. I need. Welcome back to the Chonches podcast. Today will be our very first podcast in April this year. So you guys know what that means. That means it's officially 420 all month. Well, it's been 420 all month for a long time. And here today we are short casted, but nonetheless we do have a special guest today. First, I'm going to introduce my Reliant partner, which I can't get mad at the other two, but my Reliant partner, King Chonch, Dallas.
What up? Hey, I don't know. What do you want me to say? What else you want me to say?
You don't got nothing else to say. You don't have to say nothing else. And we have our special guest, Hugo. All right. So, did you want to introduce yourself in any way? Did you want to tell anyone in any way of who you are, how you've been, or experience wise? You have anything you want to say? Just start off. Another human trying to live a good life. That's very quotable, guys. I'm gonna add that right now. I'm gonna put that on the screen right now. We're gonna put. Okay, say that again. Say that again. Just another human, right? Just another human. Exclamation point. How many exclamation points are we putting? 7. Alright, so just another human trying. And then we're going to add another text because that's too big for the screen. It's too big. See, it's too deep. Alright, just another human trying to live.
We're always up for the grind, Chris. We're always for the shine.
You should say that a little louder. Okay, to live, what again? To live a what?
Yeah. I said, oh, you talk about it. Alright, too.
Y'all were talking over each other. Alright, unforgettable life, right? And then I'm gonna add the exclamation. Oh, I can't even put life in there. It's just too big, dog. That's what she said, dog. But it's just too big. It's so big that you're starting to cover Danny DeVito. That's how big it is, dog. It's just. That's how big it is. You're covering Danny DeVito, and then you said how many exclamations? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I can count. It's official. I can fucking count. Let's go. Alright, just another human trying to live an unforgettable life. Alright. Alright, that is your introduction. We're gonna keep it like that. We're not gonna exit that. We're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep doing this. Keep doing this. Alright, cool. Alright. Now, Hugo, essentially, the reason why this is special, like I mentioned earlier, it's our first 420 podcast. No one else that I know is educated like you in marijuana. So, and then Dallas, I don't know how Dallas feels about marijuana, but I kind of want to bring up the idea of
if it ain't that Mississippi mystery, it ain't nothing.
Oh my god, if it ain't that Mississippi mystery, ain't nothing. We're gonna write that as a quote too, but I'll do that later. Okay, so basically, I just want to get your opinion. How do you feel about marijuana being technically legal? That's the first question everyone talks about, but we never talked about on this podcast. How do you feel about marijuana being able to be legal throughout the whole United States or throughout the globe, essentially? How? Yes. How do you feel? How do you feel about the can you get more into the idea of like what do you mean by benefits? Like what benefits does weed essentially have? Just for like.
So, well, I'm first gonna say, well, it is a miracle of a plant.
Hmm.
I do not encourage everybody to try it because it's not for everybody.
Okay.
But if you
Okay.
want to give it a try, hey, I'm not gonna stop you.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, the benefits. There's some very good benefits.
Very good.
Like like let's say you work out, you have very sore muscles. CBD will take care of that soreness, back pain, anything like that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh shoot. Yeah, that's true. I've never tried CBD. Have you tried that yet?
Yes, my brother, he has a car dispensary.
Hmm.
So he gave us a couple things to try. There's these things called tinctures. It's a very funny word to say, tinctures.
Tinctures.
But it's basically this kind of like pure like CBD. So
Hmm.
just oil, put a few little drops under your tongue, wait a few minutes, and you'll be feeling a certain way.
Wait, on your
I'll let
tongue?
you know. Yeah, like under your tongue, like right where the gums are.
Hmm.
Just straight to the bloodstream.
Oh wait, so CBD you don't put on the soreness part? You put it in your tongue, or?
So there's different ways. Like nowadays, there's lotions, creams.
Hmm.
There's like chapstick. There's literally like so many forms. There's bath bombs. There's so many different forms of
Bath bomb. We mean you take baths?
You can take.
yeah. So
There's
for the
bath
ladies
bombs.
that like taking baths, the men that like taking baths, I don't shame you. Whatever way you like.
Shoot, is there a shampoo too?
I wouldn't doubt it. They're making in Amsterdam. There's actually alcohol like used with THC, so like you get drunk and CBD. So
Hmm.
that's really
Oh
nice.
my
That's that's a
goodness.
nasty.
That's upper echelon. That's for the upper echelon.
That sounds pretty cool though, because it's like instead of you having to like hit a blunt and drink to get crossfaded, I mean they pretty much are like, you know what, we give it straight to you. Like,
I know Amsterdam. It's the weed capital of the world, and one day when all this blows over, go visit.
yeah, I am completely down to visit with you. I'm completely down to go to Amsterdam.
Harold and Kumar, man, just left, of course.
um, in a sense, give us your experience. Like, I don't know, Dallas, if you have experience, but I kind of want to share like what experiences do you have with weed? Like, do you remember your first time ever like in contact with marijuana,
Depends.
Dallas?
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth. All right, all right. Okay, maybe you'll feel more comfortable when we all come around the table. So,
No, I haven't messed with it.
you haven't
Cause
messed
every
with
time
it.
nah,
But do you have
yeah,
experience with it? Like, have you seen anyone else near you? Like,
yeah,
who?
people.
You
I'm
don't
not gonna
want.
be naming names.
Uh, can you just code their names and tell us how the experience was, or do you
I
just not want to mention
I don't know how the experience was. Rather they ask.
it? Fair enough. All right.
But
I'm gonna cut you off right there. I'm gonna cut you off right there.
oh
Oh my
shoot.
god. Okay, so I'm gonna go with me, and Hugo. I'll pass it to you right after because I don't know. But with me, I remember it was with Hugo and our other friend at the time. I mean, we he's I haven't seen Moises in a while, and
Oh man.
I kind of miss him. I mean, he was another level of like irony. He was the other level of irony. He was like sometimes he would just do some things that were so dumb that I knew he knew what was right. It's just irony that he was doing all the time. But that's beside the point. So to get into it, the first time I remember was I went with Hugo and Moises, and it was over. I think what was it, 2018 summer? I want to say, and was it? I believe it was Moises's house we went to. We go to Moises's house, and we go in the back, and we try to make sure his younger brother can't see us, like, or he doesn't have his younger brother has no idea, or he's like trying to make sure he does it. Oh, what up? I don't want to butcher this name. Namjoon. I cut. Okay, Jian Namjoon. We have a viewer. What up? Everyone say what up. Dallas, give him a laugh.
I can't call it on command.
You can't call it on command, but you could. Okay, whatever. All right, so pretty much appreciate you, boo. But pretty much, I remember the first time we were in the backyard, and um, they started rolling. Oh, I said it right. Oh, I said it right. Let's go. I said the name right. All right, so pretty much, we kept. They were rolling their joints, and I remember I see them hitting it, and I was so confused. Like, I hope I don't get saliva. I hope I don't. I was like so much like intensely like, oh my god, am I gonna be able to do weed properly? And then when it came to my part, I had to hit it, and then the effects didn't hit right away. They did it. We're sitting in a table, mind you. We're sitting in a small table. I was in a pretty low chair, I was sitting there, and once I hit the weed, I was I don't know what it was, but everything felt more not intense, but like everything was like happening so much vividly. Like I remember I was looking at Hugo, and for some reason my body was rocking forward like very slow but aggressively. So I'm like, how can I move slowly and aggressively? And I was just looking around at the table, and then this guy named Elias comes and he brings out a wax pen, and he says it's Pineapple Express. I'm like, hey, that's a Joe. That's from James Franco and Seth Rogen. And I'm like, that's a movie. I didn't know it was a specific type of weed. Because at that point, I still didn't know too much. And then I ended up hitting the pen, and I was so rocked. I don't know how I moved. All I remember is I leaned back, and my mouth was so aggressively smiling. Like I think I think that's kind of a side effect of weed, that when you get aggressively smile, like you could feel like your face muscles start like expanding a bit. And I was just sitting down, and I was looking around, and you guys were still hitting at it, and I'm just like, I'm good, I'm good. But then Moist S was like, you sure, man? And then I would feel peer pressured. I'll be like, oh, I gotta hit it now. And I was like, okay, here you go. I'm good. And then to continue on within the story, we start chatting. We're like, dude, we should have grabbed snacks. And then we get into Elias's car. We drive all the way to a Family Dollar that used to be near where we live. Unfortunately, it closed. And I don't know what they're doing. They're talking. In my head, I'm like, I got money. I can pay for my own snacks. We're at a store. I should just go get my own snacks. And then I open the door. I get out. I walk into the store. I vividly see a couple people start looking at me. And then I start walking straight down. And then I turned to the left, and I saw toys. And I started looking at the toys. I think it was a bouncy ball. And then I realized, oh shit, do I smell like it? And then next thing you know, all you see is Hugo and Moises come right next to me, grab me, start spraying Febreze all over me and around me. And I was like, what the heck? Because the last thing I remember Elias do was pull out cologne. But I had left. I left before I even put on any cologne. And I was like, and the whole time in the store, I was so blank-minded to the point where I didn't think I smelled like it. It was my first time. I forgot it had a stench on it. And then it kept spraying me, dude. Kept spraying my back. I'm like, dog, chill out. Kept spraying my back, and then, oh my god, that's like, and then driving. I remember driving home after all this, after we got there, ate a little bit of snacks, and I started driving. It's not that I felt like slow. It's just everything was happening so slow. Like when I was turning, I turned perfectly fine. I just in my head or in the sense I felt like everything's going slow, and I looked at how fast I was going. I was going about 25 to 30. I wasn't going too fast because I'm in residential streets, so I'm not gonna go fast. So I was going the speed limit, but it felt so slow because of my turns. My turns felt slow. But once I hit a straightaway, and I hit around 27, so like almost 30, I felt like I was going fast. I was like, what the hell? I got so cautious. And then I was at a stop sign and a couple cars had passed through, and I was like, okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna make it home. I'm fine. And then soon as soon as I got home, I was so paranoid. I was like, okay, okay, I can't act high. I can't act high. I can't act high. Like I get home, and then my mom starts asking me all these questions, like, oh, how was the park? I'm like, oh, it was fine. It was fine. It was fine. And then I remember I don't know what it was. My mom kept questioning me. She was like, oh, okay, that's cool. What'd you guys do? I'm like, oh, we just played football and then did a little bit on the jungle gym. And then she was like, oh, that's cool. Who'd you go with? I'm like, oh, I told you. I went with Hugo, Moises, and then another friend showed up. She's like, oh, okay. She's like, oh, well, she's like, did you want to go to the store in like 20 minutes? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, she was like, what do you mean by you don't know? It's like, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of tired. And she's like, oh, you look tired. I'm like, yeah. I think I'm gonna go take a nap. And she's like, okay, well, did you want anything? And I'm like, dude. She said, I remember my mom. I had told my mom later on. She said my eyes glue up, and I said, can you get me chocolate donuts? And then I'm pretty sure after that she knew I was high. She was like, oh, she was like, oh yeah, we get you chocolate donuts. I'm like, oh, oh my god, dude, that was just so bad. Can I have chocolate donuts while my eyes closed?
The
Oh my
pig
god,
was
it was.
up, man, when you mentioned chocolate donuts.
Yeah, chocolate donuts were the death of me, dude. Oh my god, chocolate. Ugh. I know, right? What about you, Hugo? What was your first time? Like, how did that whole experience feel?
Oh man.
Or if yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know your experience. Like when you were saying things, I kind of forgot some of those things. So you were kind of filling some of the blanks in my head about that. Yeah, that shit's funny.
Mhm.
But so for my personal experience, it happened to be with Moises, as you previously said.
Mhm. Mhm.
And yeah, it was him and my cousin. Because my cousin was already, he's already a little pothead at the time. He was doing some things.
Mhm.
So I was like, hey, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just see if it's for me. See what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm at home. Like, what's the worst that could happen, right? Yeah, we're just right there, right here at my house, chilling right there inside my house. I brought my parents' pipe because they were smoking. They were stoners too. But yeah, it's we just use that pipe. He packs a hole in there, and you know what? We didn't feel nothing. We smoked a couple times, and like Caesar said, like it didn't hit us. We didn't feel nothing. And then all of a sudden, when it got later, the munchies started settling in. We went and got food. Like I'm pretty sure we went and got some hot dogs. The munchies just set in, and like I finally understood what munchies were anyway.
Yeah.
And a little bit up that day, I still had some of this red, white, blue. What was it? God, I'm trying to remember the name of the alcohol. I can't remember right now because that it was one of those nights where you just can't remember. But yeah, we ended up kind of getting crossfaded that night,
Oh, on your
and
first time getting CrossFit on the first time? Ooh, that.
yeah, it was crazy. We just kind of just said fuck it, and then yeah, we just got crossfaded. And my dear what's it called? My dear Chico, who's no longer with us, he
Rest in peace,
part of it that
Chico.
night. He was part of it that night because we ended up walking around my street at night. It was probably like 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Walking around singing
oh no.
scaring Chico, and like I don't know how we made it back, but we literally walked around the whole block, pitch black at night.
Just like CrossFit. Yeah. That shit's crazy. We getting crossfade the first time. Like, I personally can't say I've ever gotten crossfade. Like, I don't remember.
Yes, but I just want to say, moral of the story is, it is not a gateway
It is not a gateway drug. You heard it here first, guys. Weed is not a gateway drug. Okay. Okay. Weed. If anything, weed is the gate. Don't go through it. That's it. As soon as you do weed, don't do anything else. That's it. Gate. It, weed is the gate. That is your limit. Do not pass that limit. Nothing else. Nothing else needs to be done. Weed is fine. It's not gonna make you intensely like anything else. It's gonna mellow you. If you do any other drugs, I'm sorry. Get some help, as in Michael Jordan's words. Okay. Stop it. Get some help. All right. Do
Except for
not
crack.
pass. Okay. But no, seriously,
I'm just playing.
honestly, in all seriousness, though, I think weed. In my analogy, I really do think weed is that gate, not a gateway. It's that gate. That's where you should stop. I'm okay with people. Yeah, just like as soon as you do weed, like that should be your limit. Like that's it. Like when you
I think yeah, each one of them is a different gate.
different. Well, okay. Why do you think weed is a gateway drug, Dallas?
First of all, I said each one is a different gate.
Exactly. So there is oh, okay, okay. So what kind of gate is weed to you?
It opens up a different experience for like how y'all was talking about your own experiences. And if you did heroin, I'm sure your experience would be different from weed.
Well, yeah, because
I
dopamine levels, of course. That's another thing we need to address. Like, obviously, weed is dopamine isn't as high as those other drugs. That's why people get so like addicted. Well, yeah, no, trust me. Like, I understand that, but like it's as aggressive to the dopamine levels, I guess. If am I correct? Like, it's not gonna mess up your dopamine level multiple days after certain drugs would do. So in a sense, it's just be educated, kids. Be educated. Because before I did weed, I talked to Hugo about it. Find find someone that you trust. And I honestly, my experience, I did that. I texted Hugo. I talked about. I always asked him every question possible about what weed we're smoking. What is an indica versus sativa, which we should probably get into, but it's pretty obvious. But um, I asked him what's the difference, and then how the effects would be, what are the after effects. Hugo pretty much he gave me the heads up on everything that was possibly gonna happen, and that every experience is different. So it's like find find that little find a person that you can trust. That like how I did. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say at this point. All right. Yeah, but we should probably get into the idea of what's different between a sativa and an indica. But it's so simple, right? Indica in the couch, you're gonna be tired. Sativa, it's a little bit more energy type sound, right?
Yes, yeah, indica is known as that stoner leave you in the couch weed, and sativa is more of a kind of like a coffee in the morning, an energy drink. It gives you that more alertness, more that I.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so is there any more experience that you want to share? Because I think I have one more that I want to share that I vividly loved. But Do you have any like more weed stories you want to share before I do?
I mean, you know, I have a book full, chock full of little stoner fairy tales, but no, kind of curious to hear about yours.
Oh, Skylar's invited me. Skylar might be joining midway through the podcast.
Let's
Let me invite him real quick. All right.
if Skylar
Skylar has different names every time, so we do not know what's going to happen. But well, they can still hear our voice. They can still hear our voice. Don't be discouraged. They can still hear our voice. I'm gonna invite him, and then we'll go from there. I guess he's just appearing offline, which makes sense. But when he joins, he'll join. He has an experience with the Mary Jane himself, which I'll let him explain.
Yeah, I thought he would explain.
But okay, but to get into mine, right?
I thought he did explain it.
But mine, no, he didn't explain it on the podcast. Not on the podcast. He hasn't explained it on the podcast. There's a difference.
Okay.
So
I know there's a difference. I thought he did explain it on the podcast.
I don't remember. He'll vividly.
I don't remember either.
And welcome. What is your name today?
Is.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be too loud. John Peterson, welcome to the podcast, John Peterson. We're talking about marijuana, as this is our first podcast in 420 of the month. It's our first podcast of 420. So, we were talking about our own experiences. I don't know if you want to just wait, let me say my experience, or if you want to go right into your usage of the MJ. You have none? Okay, yes. Oh, wait. Yeah, Peterson doesn't do weed, guys. No, but my favorite experience is probably gonna have to be when I think it was me, Hugo, our earlier friend who we had, whose name is disclosed. I'm gonna call him BD Narco. I'm pretty sure that's how we mentioned him earlier. Him, and our other friend. I'm not gonna mention his name, so we're just gonna call him SA, and then his little brother SA Junior. So we're gonna name him that. So pretty much it was us. We were having this. It was senior year. We're all having stressful times. Even SA Junior as a freshman, he just did not like school, and he was already becoming like a fiend for drugs. So I'd rather him have done it with us than go out and just get weed from anyone else. So we brought him along, but we went to Hugo's house, and we got snacks before everything, I believe. We all start sitting in a circle, and we just start hitting the blunt, and then all I could remember was the big SA was we're hitting the bong. I think that's when it happened. We started hitting the bong, and he was all like, "Oh yeah, man, it's like light work," and he's like, "I can handle it," and he was warning him like, "You sure?" You sure? And then I remember SA tried to take the biggest hit, the biggest rip. And then he was coughing, and then he was just sitting down, like he was just stuck. And then his SA Junior was stuck as well. I was dancing a little bit. I remember me dancing in the background. BD Narco was pretty chill. And then Hugo was like he's pretty much like the captain of the whole thing, of the whole dispersing the whole drug, I guess. He was the one that was making sure everyone was good. You know, it's his house, we're his guests. He was taking care of us pretty good. And then, oh my God, I remember SA went to your bed to go to sleep, allegedly trying to put some allegations against me. I did not have sexual allegations with that man. Okay. Just gonna put that out there. I did not have sexual allegations with that man. And pretty much, yeah, because I went to the bed to go wake him up, and then your room was cold, right? So it felt good. I was like, dude, it was cold. It was easy on my eyes. I was like, dude, I want to go to sleep. I told Sean, scoot over. I want to lay down. I tried to lay down, and then the more I kept trying to push him, the more he thought I was trying to hold him or hug him, and I was just pushing him so I could get room to lay down. But this man was like, oh no, stop. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm literally just trying to lay down. And as soon as I lay down, he starts allegedly saying I raped him, which I did not. Allegedly. But yeah, that day was fun. I remember he had the same glowing eyes that I did when I mentioned I brought chocolate donuts. Yeah, he was like, oh my God. Like, I remember the same glowing eyes. Like, that whole day was just pretty lit. It was mellow. Everyone was doing something different. I remember SA Junior was just stuck and just laughing the whole time and eating chips. But yeah, I think that was one of my favorite experiences, just because for the sense of like it was just us just hanging out. Like, you know, I love when I have a big group of my friends in one area, and you know, like we know everyone. It's that vibe of like, all right, we're cool together, we're here together, feels right. Type of thing. That was my favorite experience. But anything else you want to comment before we change topics, Hugo?
I would like to say that the testing with marijuana is ongoing. We're still discovering new things every single day, and yeah, stay curious.
What about you, Dallas? Any last remarks on this topic? Dallas?
I think he fell asleep.
He fell asleep.
That's what I'm saying. If you take
I really thought it was Dallas. I thought it was Dallas for a second. Oh my god. Peterson, you should be an impersonator for. Okay, Dallas. Oh shit, I didn't know you felt that way.
Alright.
What about you, Peterson? Fair enough. Alright. Alright. Let's switch these gears. Okay, guys. The Last of Us 2 has been officially delayed. Which I am pissed off. Have you guys played Last of Us? Like any of you besides?
Yeah.
I know Hugo. Dude, you know how good that game is, then, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to pre-order it yesterday. I was about to go on PlayStation Store, pre-order that, so I could preload it before it came out. And I looked it up, and it's gone. It's just gone. And I looked it up online, and then and all of a sudden it's getting delayed, and I'm just like, why would you delay a game? So pretty much, I'm not gonna go directly to The Last of Us 2.
The funniest part of that joke was nobody laughed.
There's nobody left. Dude, The Last of Us 2 Corona Edition. Oh, that'd be nice. But just there's been a stale life of games. Let's be honest here. Like, video game life is not easy lately. Like, I know Call of Duty Modern Warfare is still on a decent trend, and I know Fortnite is thankfully dying, and I know that Siege is on a decent trend as well. But how do you guys feel about just so much stale games and so much like releases are being delayed? Not just like games in general, but everything's being delayed, obviously because of the virus. But
You know, I'm wondering where in the hell is GTA 6? That been out or that been taking years?
If they were gonna announce it, it's been delayed again.
yeah, it's like, oh, we better announce it.
Damn it.
Why would they say they haven't even announced it? So if they said it's delayed, then that would be like what?
We're gonna delay the announcement.
We're gonna have to delay the announcement for GTA 6. They should.
They're gonna have to delay the delay announcement.
What? Oh, you got him going. Oh my god.
We're gonna have to tell them next month that we're gonna take another month.
We're gonna take it. GTA 6, I feel like it's gonna come out with PS5, right? Are we all in the same boat?
If it ain't, then it's gonna be like remastered like the last one on there or wherever.
Isn't it a double remaster? How do you remaster something that's already been remastered?
The luck. I don't even know. What do you call a point at that point? Like if it's been remastered, like what
Just
do
how
you call it?
just how they remaster textbooks for college, 14th edition.
14.
Physics textbook I could sell you only $10,000. It's the cheapest you can buy on the market. $1,000. See, the school website sells it for 20. I'm giving you 10. I mean, come on, man. It's cheap.
It's
I mean,
cheap.
if any of you is looking for a physics textbook, I mean, I got you right there, dude. I got you.
Wait, do you really have a physics? Do you really? Do you really? Do you? Can I buy it? Can I buy it? Can I buy it from you?
Do you take physics?
I am physical with it though.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Not that
don't
Let's get physical. Okay. No, but really, like, there's so much games have been. I feel like it's been a little stale. Like, literally, it's so bad that I'm playing 2K19, not 2K20. That's $20 on the market right now. 2K19, like.
Why isn't 2K $23 as well?
Yeah,
I heard that was crap too.
Yeah, the launch.
the launch for 2K20 was pretty bad. It was really like no one was playing it for a while. Like they were just doing career mode, but I heard like
Wait, when did they launch?
it was like last year September. September?
You said December.
No, it was like mid last year.
Yeah, it's like during the fall they usually drop every game. Like Madden drops at the same time around. Like 2K drops. Like
That's the worst time. All the black guys are in jail.
hey,
The
hey.
launch is obviously gonna be terrible.
Hey, not all the black people are in jail. I'm right here, alright?
Hey, this virus is actually freeing a lot of.
He has a point. This virus is freeing a decent amount of, like, people in jail.
6ix9ine was released. You hear about that?
He's already released.
Yeah, but it's because he had a bronchitis. So, of course, 6ix9ine got released.
That's not corona.
Yeah, I know, but if he gets it, he has a great chance of, like, being devastated by the virus if he gets it.
And will you be devastated if he has no music?
Of course, 6ix9ine, Treyway! Oh fuck, no, I really don't care. I really don't care.
Does it really matter if we have him?
I don't know. I mean, who?
The memes are funny.
Yeah. You gotta admit the 6ix9ine. Without 6ix9ine, it hasn't been that much of a fun.
With the AK, are you kidding?
Nope.
I can
That was funny. With 6ix9ine running down with the AK, fast man alive.
Maybe I can't make those kinds of memes.
You gotta admit, he brought culture. He brought culture though. He brought culture. He did bring
I
culture.
kind of don't want that culture though. I'd rather avoid that kind of culture.
Why?
It's a little Cajun. It's a little Cajun.
Yeah, what does Cajun mean? What does Cajun mean?
I love jambalaya.
Watch the Tom Segura ball hog special.
Why? Okay. Okay, so that's good. Hey, we got 2 viewers, guys. Say what up.
Was it?
Dallas. Oh, what?
What?
Oh, wait. Was that you again, Peterson?
What do you
Yeah.
ask now?
We had 2 viewers at the moment. Now we have 1.
Yes.
But I respect that 1 viewer. Whoever your name is, if it's still Namjoon, you are a goat. Appreciate you sticking with us. Alright. So, next topic. Guys.
Hold on.
Okay.
Dallas,
Okay.
Answer the question.
I don't know what the question was.
Boxes are free.
Commando.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Why? Wait, so.
You like ladies.
Yeah.
Like the Superman cut her underwear, man. That's weird.
I actually have a pair of Superman.
Oh.
Out there on Tinder, if you ever want to see some Superman underwear, there's your man.
Country boy at heart. Thick boy for life.
For life. Oh my god. Alright. So,
Holy shit.
what happened?
Nothing.
Okay, guys, dude. Alright, so I think we have to talk about this. Oh, what up, Drew Burt 420? What up, dog? All right, so pretty much we have to talk about this. Why did Carol feed him to the tigers? Have you guys seen the documentary of Tiger King?
That sounds more like a statement.
Huh? Oh, well, yeah, sure, whatever. Have you guys seen the Tiger King documentary? Have you guys
No.
seen? Dude,
I don't want.
Carol, Dallas, you haven't watched this.
I was the first one to see it.
Dallas, you're the most Caucasian out of all of us.
I know.
You should have seen it.
You're telling me you haven't seen Tiger King? One of the whitest shows and documentaries I've ever seen in my life.
And you say that you haven't watched. You're like the only white person in this podcast, and you say.
Watch that today and then talk to us about it next week. I swear to God. Oh,
That's 7 hours worth of. Oh my gosh.
and I knocked it out in a day. You can worry about that
Mm.
later. It's crazy. It looks stupid. I didn't want to watch.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch it either, but I kept hearing about it.
Dude,
It is crazy.
Oh well, we can't spoil it.
Right, it says a 99% match though.
99. See, white people stuff. That's white people stuff. White people stuff.
Black right there. Black was like, hell no.
Okay, Dallas.
I want to watch Tyler Perry.
Dallas. Oh my
Medea.
Oh
I
my
love her.
God. Alright. So next week, Dallas, you better be ready to talk about why Carol fed him to the tigers, alright?
Alright.
Why do you have to spoil it like that?
It's all over the podcast. It's all over the news. There's memes everywhere, and people are literally texting. There's a meme of people texting. Carol. Oh yeah, they reopened the case. We'll talk about that more next podcast, though. We'll talk about that more.
I like Joe, but after like the first, I think after the first episode when you find out what else he does,
He's like, oh.
it's like, oh, this is a cool guy. Oh.
This is a cool guy.
And then you text me, you come back to me, you'll tell me why. I'll tell you. That's why.
You know, you can. I don't know if his YouTube videos are still on YouTube, but
Yeah, he had the YouTube for a bit, and then he burned it down with the building. You know, he had to burn everything.
There are no good guys in that story.
I know, right? I was so much rooting. I was rooting for that decent person. We're not gonna say the names, but I was rooting for him. I was like, all right, cool. Like I could vibe with you. And then like, nah. Like I'm sorry, but Peterson has a point. I just there's no one that you can look to for the truth.
No one is a good guy.
Did he go to jail or something?
You'll see. Yes, he. Well, at this point.
Mayhem and madness.
yes, that's all you need to know.
So we'll come back to this topic next week when the whitest person on this podcast sees the whitest documentary of the year. Alright. So okay guys. Alright guys. Now
Two-shade lighter after washing it. That's crazy. That's how white it is, bro. My credit score went up, and I don't even have a credit score.
your credit score went up. Oh my god.
I own a golden retriever now. It's crazy. I'm balding through the middle of my head. I don't know what happened, man. This is so white. It's so white, I can't even taste salt anymore. Salt is too spicy for me. It's so white that my favorite flavor is mayonnaise.
He likes mayonnaise flavors ice cream, mayonnaise flavors chips.
Mayonnaise flavored macaroni, mayonnaise flavored mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise flavors mayonnaise.
I've been trying to eat healthier, so I've been eating light mayonnaise.
Light mayonnaise.
Light mayonnaise, diet mayonnaise,
Zero, I feel you.
new mayonnaise, soda, Dr. Mayonnaise.
No, Doctor. Oh, Doctor Mayo.
It is pretty white.
Until what? That the whitest man in this podcast needs to watch the whitest documentary of the year?
I think you're gonna come up with more topics.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of topics to talk about, but
It's so
I
white
mean,
that it doesn't that I don't know how to dance anymore, dude. That's how crazy. That's how white.
exactly.
When you do dance, you just
I
ruin the
know.
whole party.
Yeah,
See?
yeah. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. That's how white it is.
It's so
Oh my
white. I'll
god.
come back from Walmart.
You come back from Walmart?
Did not get it.
Yeah, I get it.
It's so white. When I walked into the bank, the guy said I have a job. It's so
The bank. Out of all the places you could walk into, the bank.
The bank.
It's so white. I haven't gotten a ticket since I watched it.
it's so white. I haven't been pulled over.
How wide is it?
It's so white that when I walk through an airplane, they automatically think I'm in first class.
Oh, gee.
That's how white. I mean, we gotta say that's how white it turned. So that's how I'm supposed to be saying, not it's so.
Very gringo, yes.
Very gringo.
Occasion. It made me so white that I don't even know what you just said.
Alright. Trying to keep on the 420 topic. So, guys, in the new CBA for the NFL, I'm not going to get into too much sports here. I'm going to keep it open, but the CBA is they're not going to be drug testing for. I just got that. Oh my god. Shut up. Alright, so the CBA for the new NFL for the next 10 years says they're not going to be drug testing for weed anymore. How do you guys feel about that?
Great.
That was last.
Yes.
This is American sports, not hoodlum. I'm just playing.
Nah, who?
Smoking real wacky tobacco.
Tobacco. Oh my god.
Long hits. You don't need none of that.
No, this means
It's not dignified.
Dude, I just feel like
when we have a choice.
if they had passed this a while ago, Calvin Johnson would still been in the league. Calvin Johnson would still be in the league. He said one of the reasons he retired was one, just because Detroit wasn't doing anything.
I was gonna say Detroit.
And two, he said he smoked weed almost after every game because he was so sore. Because dude, if you see how much Calvin Johnson did for that team, he averaged around like 5-6 catches a game, and that's not even the amount how many he got targeted. But if he's catching those balls, he's definitely getting hit most of the time. So he's probably taking a lot of shots, a lot of body shots. So Calvin Johnson probably would have still been in the game if they had legalized or stopped drug testing for weed.
Probably could have been in Tampa Bay with Brady.
No, I don't know about that. You know, he could have joined Aaron Rodgers. You know, gave us another ring.
Everyone has a shelf life, but that's if that's one of the fake reasons to do that, I mean, I
I think he would have been a better Terrell Owens. That's how good I think he would have been. Because
don't compare.
I can, and I will. T.O. Calvin Johnson Megatron. This man,
Stay on a team for a long time. Don't.
Calvin Johnson, was extraordinary for how tall he was and how fast he was. There was nothing like that. We've never seen. Randy Moss was tall, but he was not that fast. T.O. was fast, but he wasn't as tall as Calvin Johnson. So Calvin Johnson literally was like, you know what? I'm gonna be taller than you, and I'm gonna outburn you. Like I'm gonna burn your ass. Like Calvin Johnson.
You just explained how
Every receiver should be, but
how NFL characters, if you make one in Madden,
exactly,
he's too tall, he's gonna be short, he's gonna be slow.
exactly,
Short, guess what? He's gonna be speedy as well.
exactly. But we never seen someone so tall that fast, like that tall. I think he was like 6'5", 6'6", right? And that's a decent. That's more than the average height in the NFL. The NFL for receivers is around the 6'4", 6'3". So obviously he's only a 2'3", but that wingspan for him as well.
You talking about Randy Moss?
Calvin Johnson. Randy Moss had that height too, but he wasn't as fast. Randy Moss was a finesser. He could jump over you and catch that, but Calvin Johnson had that in his pocket too. But I'm just saying that Josh Gordon got cut from Patriots last year for drug use of weed, and then he went to Seattle, and you know what I mean, and he got drug tested again. Where is, I don't know. Is weed legal in Seattle? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, Washington.
So yeah, it is legal. So then,
They were one of the first few.
yeah, them in Denver. That's why I was kind of surprised Josh Gordon didn't go to Denver. But yeah, obviously now they're not gonna test it for weed, but I feel like some like the facilities are still gonna have some restrictions, like don't come high or try to give your body hours to sober, like cause weed can have like a little bit of like an after effect, like it could last a little longer within your body, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see of what players are affected and what players are not. Like obviously the straight edge people will be the same,